Hello and welcome, Cosmic Quantum Travelers. I think I'm live. Wait. I don't know if I am. Okay, I think I'm live. So sorry for that. So welcome. I was guided to, instead of sleeping, come online and share a cosmic energy update. It's really also an update from the 12/12 activations and everything that I've seen developing so far. So it's a summary of that, also for the people who've taken part in the activation on the 12/12, and everything I've written since. And what I've explained before is these are really planetary activations that we are bringing in. So it's affecting everyone, but the ones that are taking part are most powerfully affected, and it's like you're on the forefront. So we are bringing in these frequencies and these activations, and then they go out to the collective field. So you don't have to take part in order to benefit from them. They're really from source, so they are affecting everyone. It's really all these light codes and plasma infusions that are coming in, and planetary activations, and we all together make up the planetary body as people. So I wanted to give a lowdown of what I've seen unfolding. Obviously the energies are super intense. I've been wanting to do this since Wednesday, but Wednesday was super dense energy, really heavy, shifting through, just being present with what's unfolding really. So I mean, the best thing we can do is, when it's so intense, is to just flow with it when we're going through deep purification. So really just being present with the emotions, being your best friend, nurturing your inner child, listening to it, giving it a big hug, not descending into despair and believing that what it's a story, it's an energy that wants to leave. So the more we can allow it and not think that there's something wrong with us, the better it is. This is the same for any kind of not so good feeling, whether it's physical, mental, emotional. So, and then Thursday was huge bliss codes streaming in. I really felt I was tripping on a DMT trip. So that was quite interesting. So yeah, that was the intensity of the last few days. And there's a lot of nausea, a lot of headaches, a lot of dizziness. I literally feel like I'm on a light ship and we're about to take off. And that's the message I'm getting. We are ready. It's time to ascend. I don't know how far, but this is it. It's happening. And what I'm receiving is the ascension codes. So what I've shared in the video before is that I hold kind of a template for the ascension that makes it. So to explain also, it's like a rehabilitation template. That's what we're all really doing to different extents. And we help the different tribes and ancestral lines we are connected to, and soul groups specifically, to rehabilitate their blueprints, their DNA templates and their light body templates, which have been heavily messed with, as we know. So I get kind of these activations in, and then I can pass them on more easily to other people. So it's, let's say, quicker and more easy for you to pick up on the correct codes and keys for your light body template, if that makes sense. But you don't need it. But it's just a way of, accelerating the process. As with anything we do, we try and help, heal ourselves and upgrade, in various ways. And this is one of them. So, yeah, Julian is saying power to the vow. That's actually, did I say that? Because it's in my notes. It's definitely power to the vow. So what came in with the 12/12 activation specifically in a really big way was the corrected codes, the 144 strands or subharmonic strands of golden DNA. And this is ongoing. Also, all of these activations are building on top. So it's all interconnected, it's all interweaving, it's happening most powerfully at the time of the live activation, but then also as soon as I make them public and write about them, the activations come in. I even had people taking part before the actual live activation, and they got what they needed out of it, and was very much in line with what I then saw later on happening, because these activations are truly in no time available in the quantum field. But also, obviously, we play with time, because if we focus all together at the same time, in linear time, then there is an amplified focus, and the more of us also together can focus upon that the better. So the big thing was the template restoration, reclaiming our blueprints, also the codes that were stolen from us from the negative alien agenda lot. So and this is all really integrated at the moment. And also light body upgrades, so you can maybe really feel crystallizing your DNA. Huge upgrades happening, so a lot of rest is required, a lot of self-care, extra vitamins, extra minerals. There are a lot of parasitic entities and parasites leaving from all levels, layers and dimensions, so our bodies, but also the planetary body, so we can help that also with appropriate remedies and fasts and clearings. And also with the crystallization process, like pH water, just a lot of water, help ionizing, and help the crystallization process really of your body. And also things like ginger for nausea. I mean, early on, I really felt there's really a nervousness building, in a sense of like, almost like stage fright, where I know something really good is coming. I can't tell you exactly what it is, but it's this nervous, excited, but you're kind of not sure what's it going to be, but almost like you're about to throw up, which is a sign really for the huge shift, the dimensional shift we are completing now. So yeah, a lot of that going on. So earthing, nature, salt baths, meditation, body work, move that energy through, extra supplements, just simple breath work. Just before I came online, I had a huge heart activation. I really needed to do some breath work just to calm down. So also, as you're listening to this, this is an activation and transmission in itself. So you're also picking up these codes. So I believe the heart activation that I went through is also now streaming through you, or to you, if you want to receive that as a blessing. So with that activation also over the 12/12, there was a huge timeline reset. And I mean, there are resets between resets, and we can call it rebirth. And, I don't get too hung up on certain words. I just try and bring the message across, which that was just a huge collapse of all of the artificial timelines. I mean, this has been happening continuously, and also the demolition and the dissolution and the removal of artificial machinery within a grid system, which is then also synonymous or interconnected with the artificial materials and nanobots and dust and all of that stuff, and AI signals being cleared from our bodies. So that's also part of what's happening, to help also clear the negative effects of what's been going on. And that's going very well, because obviously otherwise they wouldn't be on number 4 of the booster if that would be working so well. So I mean, a lot of desperation on that side, and that's really a great sign. We're way ahead of schedule. I don't really do time, but I mean, we do play with it. And what I'm seeing really is with the 21st activation, the solstice, it's the end of the false timeline and the interference, and it's the fully activated now, which is already happening, one true golden ascension timeline. So the organic timeline, without the interference and without the false interference. Now, again, I don't know exactly what that looks like. I'm not pinpointing it to the time of the solstice exactly, or that date, but it is a trigger event. So this is when this gets fully anchored. But I do feel something big is happening around that time. I do feel that. And it really is for me, and I've been holding this timeline of imminent ascension really since the last 21st December, where I've seen all these timelines merging into one. So it's really all timelines, all dimensions, all realities, all incarnations are merging into one reality experience. That's what I'm seeing. Whatever I'm sharing here is my perspective. Take what resonates, leave the rest. But really what is going on, generally speaking, is a timeline war. Yes, it's a consciousness war. Yes, ultimately it's one within, but there's also one happening at another level out there. We need to address all levels and layers of the dimensions and what is playing out here. But we cannot resolve a problem from the level it exists upon. So we do go beyond, the separation into the oneness in order to dissolve it, which we are doing now as the one mind and one consciousness, because ultimately this is the one consciousness that is trying to resolve itself. It's trying to resolve all the conflict, and that's where we're at now. So it's that field which is making everything possible. And what I see is it's the grids, which are also our meridians. They're all lighting up, they're all clearing. That's what's happening with these grid activations. It's all ready to come online. All the dark portals, dark grids, gateways, wormholes, closed, sealed. It's all happening and coming to its absolute finalization. But it's already victory. This is already done. It's literally just a question of relax, know that it's done, do what you're being guided to do in every now moment, because we're still making it happen as we're walking the path. We are here to make it happen. Yeah, but it's also happening through us, because the more we are aligned with Source, it's not as much as we are doing anything anyway. It's like we are a vessel for, it's like when I'm guided at 2:30 a.m. in the morning to do this instead of sleeping, because I can't sleep, because I need to get the data out. That's what I do, because otherwise I just, goes round and round in my head. That's how guidance works for me. It won't let me alone until I do it. So there's not much of a choice once you're fully aligned with your soul and with Source. And that's also, it's the ego gets integrated, but we also need to be careful with the oneness and the singularity and our own sense of self and perception, because it's both. It's not just oneness. It's also, yes, we are one and you're another aspect of me. Like, I see it as all these little alternate personalities of me running around. And I have to be the most conscious one, or as conscious as I can be. But also, I am me and you are you. I won't let all of them walk into my home and make themselves comfortable. So there need to be boundaries, there needs to be sense of self, there needs to be discernment. And these are one of the big lessons that we came here to learn. So it's all of these things, and trying to integrate it is very hard for the right or the left brain, the split brain so far, because it wants things either one way or the other, right or wrong, this way, that way, it needs to fit into boxes. But that's not how multidimensionality works. It's based on paradoxes. So you have to integrate all of these aspects and perspectives. That's how I see it. So I don't know actually where I was. Does the light body want sugar? Give it whatever it craves for. I don't do any lists, what is right or what is wrong. Every body is different. Just like, I can eat a bag of peanuts, another person might die just from touching one. So, and it's mind over matter, and we go through different phases throughout the ascension process where we need different things. Your body knows. So I would just listen to that beyond all the programming of what anybody told you is good or not good for your body. I certainly don't think sugar is the new heroin. So timeline war, basically, ultimately, when or what is going to happen, can we just agree on what the end result is, and that we know that this is already done? So why don't we focus on that instead of on all the different predictions of how long it's going to take? And I'm telling you, most of that have behind them an agenda that needs our energy to create, and codes in our DNA, to create these timelines for them. That's what's happening all along. Okay, we have been the directors all along. It's just that we have created for others unconsciously. Now we become accountable and responsible co-creators again. Now, that's not ego will, it's we are working as divine will embodied, as God source embodied here, boots on the ground, and it's really about making this happen and knowing our power of that we can make it happen, instead of asking what is going to happen, when is it going to happen, what do you want to happen, which timeline do you choose? Do you know that you have a choice? Or are you going to run with the predictions of 10, 20, 100, 900 years of how long this is going to take? Now, I'm not going to tell you how long it's going to take. I frankly don't know. And I don't need to know, because also we have to drop out of time. We have to transcend it fully to get out of the wheel of time. The wheel of time is the karmic wheel. It's this false ascension matrix, which is basically just based on the whole time matrix. Okay. And time is money and all of these things. And beyond 5D and beyond, that doesn't, it's not that it doesn't exist, it's just that we don't relate to it anymore. And you must have felt yourself, the relationship to time is totally changed and shifted. We need to become timeless. That's how we get access to the multidimensional field, the quantum field, where everything is always potentially available and accessible now. But there are certain nexus points and trigger points, linearly speaking, where we have certain chances. And I believe this is a huge quantum jump opportunity for us if we can maybe, what's the worst we can lose? Quite frankly. So, I invite you to dream this dream with me, dream big. It's nothing to lose. Be detached to the outcome. I'm getting the visual of literally us all, like it's like a big, what are these things? It's like a slingshot, but it's huge. It's like a slingshot, and we're all pulling it back, and it's like a bomb. But the bomb is like a big ball of light and love. And we're pulling it back, pulling it back. And with the 21st, just, pew, it just goes out, and it lands on the earth, and it's like crystalline, golden, white fireworks. So like the grids and the grid points and the nodes are all lighting up, and everything is lighting up, which is also connected to the planetary brain and heart, which we are also embodying. So there's a lot going on with the neural pathways at the moment, and with the higher heart mind activations, pineal and pituitary glands, amrita being released. So that's like a liquid that's being produced by the pituitary and the pineal gland activating, which also releases bliss sensations within the body. So that's all going on. And so that's why I want to say to that. So a lot of these predictions, I believe, really, because these negative alien entities need time. Time is all they have. They know there's just an X amount of time to feed off the lose of humanity. I mean, this time is already done, but I'm just explaining the theory of it. To need humanity's lose in order to create their timelines, and they need our conscious input, which would be like us seeing, they're planning another lockdown, and saying, yeah, okay, that's what's going to happen. Are you choosing that this is going to happen? And I'm not meaning from a resistance point. I mean from knowing your power, that you are here to co-create all new realities and timelines. And this is what this is all for me about. For us to remember, there's no one doing this to us as such, although that level is also existing. But ultimately, it's the one consciousness co-creating this reality altogether. And we need to remember this again and reclaim our power. So we're saying to the people out there, are you not reclaiming your power? Are we reclaiming our power? Are we co-creating the realities we want to see? Or are we just reading material from other people that are telling us what's going to happen, and then we agree with that or not? I mean, obviously that's happening to a certain extent, but just choose very consciously of what timeline you are choosing, feeding and co-creating. Thoughts create matter. Repetitive thought forms are belief systems. Belief systems is what our realities are built upon. Just like in your own reality, if you believe that men are all assholes, are always cheating on you, that's exactly what you're going to get. So that's what works generally. It's all programs. Programs are belief systems. And that's what we're here to change and literally project now a new reality onto it, because as our DNA is activated now, all these true memories are coming online. Old data is clearing, all these false artificial programs that are all in reverse, and the new consciousness is uploading. We are connected to the organic creatrix field. Humanity is connected back to God, away from the artificial hive mind, and we're just, clearing that mind control programming, and of course there's a lot of other interference going on of the few minions that are still around in this place, okay? But it's being cleared up. What I'm seeing ever since the 12/12 is like an almost empty battlefield. Like you see sometimes in movies, it's all burned and just a few figures still walking around. But this is done from my perspective, okay? I don't know what timeline frequency other people are on. This is the one I am on, and I invite you onto it. If it resonates, of course. We can't, ultimately, all of these other timelines and frequencies that people are working through, everybody's clearing out. They're part of the consciousness. We all have fears, and we all should be compassionate about this. And I'm not discounting any fears. And it's not about looking away from anything. It's just about, okay, what we're going to do with it. Because we're here to recode it. What is it really saying to me? Whatever I'm perceiving and taking in as information. Then decode it, as in reverse it. So if they're saying, for example, they have, a negative version of a reset, we have a positive version of a reset. I would also say, don't focus too much on money. That's another, I think, distraction. If we keep just focusing on a big, payout package sort of thing. Because abundance can come in many ways. And ultimately, in the new earth, I don't see money. So ultimately, this will be gone. So just focus on what you really want to see. Let's keep, and during the activation, for the ones that are taking part on the 21st activation during the solstice, you can find the details on my page. Basically imagine, just, tune into it's already done. You see new earth, you see yourself and your plasma light body fully activated, teleporting, bilocating, manifesting, whatever it is, okay, whatever comes to you also naturally, okay, I'm just giving some inspiration. See new earth, see the new colors, because this is what's also happening. We're returning the real, music of the spheres, the correct sound and color codes for the planet, because they have also been messed with. And that then creates ugly realities. So now all this is building up, building up, building up. And you might think in linear time, this could take a long time, because from what we are seeing, it doesn't look so good. But so much has been happening behind the scenes. I mean, for a long time, but especially over the last 2 years. So don't be perceived by the false matrix simulation. And there was another conversation I had about real. When I say it's not real, it might not be the best way to put it. It's a simulation. It's a false simulation, as in it's been inserted with false holographic inserts and false memories. Okay? Now, as we're, and this is also portal of truth, as we're recovering and unlocking the true codes within our DNA, which is the true memories, also connected to the crystal network within ourselves and in the planet, the true history records, which we are holding in star seeds and are in the planet, are unlocking, and the true memories come out, which is the truth, which also means true realities and new realities. And it also means new memories. Okay, and we really have to let go of the past. Just process, make peace with it, and then let go when you're ready, okay? Because this is the chance. Now let it all go. The end of karma, the end of all of this false inserted reality. It's not real. In the sense that it's been inserted by negative alien agenda groups that use artificial programs and reversal codes to mess with the reality matrix. And there is a real organic matrix behind this veil. And this is what's lifting, okay? As and when divine right moment and timing, the frequency of the planet is ready. And what I'm seeing is an awakening where everybody just knows the truth. There's no comparing notes and books and whatever. It's a truth that arises from within, because it's in our DNA, in our crystals, and that's finalizing in the 21st. It's been going on, again, for a long time, reassembling, but now we've retrieved all the codes we need, okay, and that's reassembling. Also what we've retrieved is the full dark matter body. That's pre-matter, basically, and this was so important because this is given the instruction sets for all the other levels. And it's also assisting with the full repair and activation of our planetary plasma light body. It's also called the Russia body, and it merges matter and antimatter layers. So it helps us merge with our higher consciousness identities now. And that was the missing link. And the really big focus was also really bringing our ascended master guardian self aspects, those pre-matter aspects, consciousness into us. and it's all aligning and merging. Okay, now again, everybody is slightly at a different place. Okay, also about the activations that I do, as you take part, you pick up on all the other codes, okay, all the other activations that we've done so far, always relevant to the person, okay, how far you've cleared, how much can be activated, but it all builds also on top. So the more you take part, the more frequency you will be able to hold, and the more activates. But again, also it's most, intense during the activation and the days around it, but also long after you will still feel the effects, because it's like light language, where it's like little time capsules are being placed in your template, and they will activate at the right time. That's how I'm being shown this. So what also happened, a big part, was the corrected Merkaba spin rate and Watt codes fully reclaimed. So specifically to the masculine light body aspect, this is making a big impact, and is also allowing full light body reassembly and to fully align and activate the golden one True Organic Ascension Timeline, as I like to call it. So basically facing the future and disconnecting us from the false timelines, because the rod also codes the time codes. So that was a big thing. And that was also the, basically the female staff codes hold the 1313 spin rate of the Merkaba, and the horizontal rod codes of the masculine hold the 1212 Merkaba spin rates. And just a little bit from Ascension Glossary I copied out on this is when these two frequency sets merge in an east to west, so left to right complete circuit, this is the hierogamic process of heart twinning and building wings. The staff pillar and rod pillar intersect in the center of the permanent seed atom, which is in your high heart. Okay, this is where you connect to your soul, your thymus. The heart complex ignites into a crystal lotus or crystal rose diamond pattern, projecting massive energy petals from out of the center heart complex. So that's very much what's happening, and that's why I'm feeling huge. These heart activations, it's crystalline heart rose, a vortex. I always see many layers to it. There are many different layers to all of this, but that is very much palpable from what I'm seeing. Just having a quick look. The connection keeps getting interrupted. Just let me know if it's really bad. All this technical stuff has been a bit challenging lately, especially, and in general, interference. Now, as if this journey wasn't hard enough. So that's going to have a big effect on the embodied masculine, especially as it affects also. So what's clearing a lot, I wrote about this yesterday, is the false patriarchal and misogynistic programming, and I'm probably still murdering that word. They might be still holding in their templates. And it's not just men, it's also, we all have masculine, feminine aspects, but this is the distorted masculine that's especially being affected. So that's also things like selfishness, narcissistic, service to self, attributes, gaslighting, controlling, suppressing, especially of the feminine energies and their own feminine energies of intuition, which we all, again, not just about men, which we all may do. Okay, definitely hear me fine, so that's great. So that's a lot clearing and maybe coming up. And so it's very important that we all really focus on listening to our intuition, because that's obviously what's been lost in the world. And that's what we're here to retrieve as the forerunners, to really, because the more we listen to our intuition, the more comes through. It's the same as the more I share, the more can come through again, because it's literally like a bottleneck that I needed to clear now, because I already have enough headaches. It's giving me a headache, so much data in my head. So I need to write it down or share it this way, and then more can come back in. So in whichever way you might want to do this, so light ground what's coming in, because there's a lot of information coming online now with the DNA activating. Because again, it's the information inside of our DNA, all unlocking now. And that's the wisdom, yeah? So use that. Use it or lose it. And with any craft, any ability, any gift, we need to use it. or it kind of, gets a bit rusty. So use it, especially for, in service to others if you can, to help others with that. And because there are a lot of new instruction sets and, obviously the gifts and abilities coming online now of your other incarnational selves, your multidimensional self. So the more you can actually work with them, the more will come online. So it's a way of accelerating the process. So all the connections to the false matrix and phantom realities are releasing and dissolving. And as I said, the same on the grid level with dark portals, gateways, black holes, wormholes, all sealed off at interdimensional levels. So also time rips. Again, this has been ongoing work, but there's a huge acceleration happening to finalize all of this. So it's literally a full takeover of the grids that's happening and almost fully finalized. So also at this point, I want to say, try to go beyond 5D, okay? We're going 12D and beyond. We're going multidimensional. We will also in future, as I see, less separate, because it's just another form of separation, because as I say, everything is merging into one. And it's a little bit hard even for me now to conceptualize what it's going to be like a creatrix field. I guess a little bit like the metaverse, just in a very organic and nice version, okay? So, because again, everything that they are showing us in an artificial way, we are trying to do organically. That's why it's organic ascension, all of these things, healing our body, our own inner technology. This is what this is about, and bringing this now online. Because then also the outer technology turns on. I mean, it's really a quantum process of, what was there before. First, the chicken or the egg. I believe it's both at the same time. Because once you create one thing, you create the other. It's just simultaneous in that way. The same as within, so without. One affects the other. It's all micro, macro. And everything is affected, because this is beyond just the planet. This is a cosmic reset of the one consciousness, as I see it. So beyond the stories, beyond planetary or, galactic levels even, it's a really cosmic reset of the one consciousness, that it's really clearing out all these programs that are no longer useful, because we've been through it billions of years. Okay, there is no more to do. And also I was talking about this again, do we need more torture? Do we need more drama? I believe this is resolved within the one consciousness, and as the awakening happens, this is just being copied over to everyone. So that's what I mean. This has also been talked about in the Looking Glass records, the sharings that went on about the Looking Glass technology that's been used by the Cabal in order to see into future timelines. And basically after 2012, it didn't matter what they did and tried to manipulate the timelines, they would always end up with everybody awakening and everybody just knowing who did what, who did 9/11, what really happened. So there's no more question about it, because we still all have questions. Nobody of us really knows exactly what's right and wrong, what's a true history or not, as far as I can tell. So we will all see, and I'm looking forward to that. That's all I'm ever asking for, is please tell me the truth. And this is what this gateway is also about. And truth equals freedom. It equals abundance. It equals health. It's all interconnected and all the same thing. And the truth is arising from within our own DNA. And this is what's completing now. This is a huge graduation and completion happening right now. Completion within a completion within a completion. But this is it. This is it. As far as I can tell, this is it. I mean, there's always more, but you get me. As in, this is that false reality done. Are we done? Or do we think we need to keep going and have a big, long, drawn-out disclosure process? I mean, the way it's been going, that's not going to go anywhere. So that's a disclosure that nobody can stop, that comes from within. Just when you have an epiphany. And it's been building up, building up, building up. And as with my own awakening, it's really in a blink of an eye from one moment to the next. Anyone who had that kind of awakening, but it's also been building up slowly. We've been clearing the body, planetary body, the light body, the Kundalini. It's not been like one, you know, where we all have a psychological breakdown, but it's both. It's gradual, but it will also be then the final moment. That's what I'm seeing, at least. So what I also could see is that we received our correct star map coordinates for the collective consciousness, the quantum leap, to the one True Organic Ascension Timeline. So the stargates have been realigned. As I said, the grids are almost fully cleared, taken over, all of that sealed. So I was seeing myself really connecting the different stargates to the different coordinates and dimensional levels, and really interweaving all these multidimensional layers in the right alignment, connection, and sequence. So, and this is also all interweaving and interconnected with all that we've been doing so far over the last few months, like especially the ones who've been part of these activations more consciously with me, of connecting the Platinum Crystal Network, the Uluru Stargate, the Grid Activations, the Crystal Core Activations, our heart activations. Again, it's all interconnected, all been building up, and it's all still ongoing, and again, building up, building up, building up. The magnetic field of Earth is weakening, which is science also, you know, been talking about, which is really an artificial field, the magnetosphere we're having, so it's a good thing. And the new plasma atmospheric layer, as I see it almost, which is like a shield, is in place, so that's taking over. So as I talked about also of the return of the music of the spheres has been happening, also connected with the core of the earth. So really the return of the correct tone, like sound and light harmonics, is returning. And if you remember, and that's a really important part, that you can only see about 3% of reality, something like that, the light spectrum. And it's the same with our DNA, just roughly 3% activated, the rest, you know, dormant or whatever. So you see all that we can't see, and that's what we need to remember, okay? And we're here to make the invisible visible. And it happens by us, and we can feel there's a lot going on within our third eye of our eyes will be opened wide. And I always got the message for years that when I can see, everybody will be able to see. Because I can't see, you know, kind of auras or things like that. I'm more clear cognizant and clear sentient. But anyway, I expect, and I had visions as well, of colorful skies and, you know, a real organic reality. Because look out at this, unless you live in a really beautiful place. It looks a bit off, doesn't it? A few colors missing for sure. Oh my God, and the sound is so off. Definitely need new music. So, full multidimensional access. Forget 5D, 12D and beyond. Who's with me? And that's really what's going to be happening now, what I see after the 21st. As I said, whoops, that was a light. As I said, I can't exactly see beyond the 21st, but that's like the completion of the completion and full graduation. So I see you at the after party, quite frankly. That's what I'm looking for, because I'm going to have a long holiday afterwards. Hopefully somewhere tropical. So, yeah, so what I saw also earlier on Sunday before the activation was a new ultraviolet light, color tone and frequency being released from the core of the Earth, which is also overriding the red wave spectrum, which has been the artificial kind of light spectrum that has been messing with this reality, because again, it's all been distorted. The sound and the light has been distorted, and you might see already changes in that happening. But I believe it's really going to be blown fully open. Prepare for miracles, that's for sure. So the general message I'm getting is like, no, it's already done. Your rewards are coming. You just need to relax. It's literally just divine timing and knowing it's done. We have timelessness. All they have is time. That's why I'm saying, are we going to quantum jump, or you want to do this for another few hundred years? I don't. And I know that's repeatedly the message I'm getting. This is what's possible. I mean, why are we speaking about the quantum? You know, this is all already available in a parallel reality. It's just enough of the consciousness needs to move to that consciousness that is in alignment with the new one True Organic Ascension Timeline. It's ultimately the consciousness. It's a frequency. It's not about linear time. So also through the dark matter template, we have the dark matter abbreviation removal happening at very rapid levels. So all this Borg, all this negative energy that's feasting on the loosh, so to say, is being removed quantum style. So that's why everything is starting to feel, I mean, it's been massive this week. Obviously, I wrote about this yesterday. There's a lot of ancient stuff, also Lemurian timeline clearing happening. And as this clears, the memories come up, the trauma comes up. We have different levels of awareness and consciousness of what's actually clearing and happening. A lot of it happens in our subconscious, unconscious while sleeping. Might have crazy dreams, might not remember everything. We don't need to be consciously aware of everything. Also, as we jump that timeline, we will know what has happened, but it's not running anymore on repeat in the back, which is so far what's happening with all the trauma, is all these histories just on repeat, on a loop. We keep looping because we haven't processed the trauma, but that's releasing now at a very deep cellular and subatomic level, quantum level. But it's not as if we're losing the memory altogether, but it's not that constant, as we're feeling now, many of us who have done all the clearing, karmic, we are detached from the matrix. I am so far since the end of September, very little interference and all of that. And all that karmic load gone, so you will already feel being much more anchored in the now moment. You don't keep worrying about the past or the future. You're just right here, right now. Everything is revealed. It's one long now moment, eternal now moment. So there's also false programming vibe, deeper layers of lack and self-love, separation, being cleared, especially around sexual divide in genders. Remaining lack of self-worth, doubt, self-love, as well as 3D limiting programming, which has, come up over the last few days as well. Any kind of remaining doubt we might still carry. Because confidence is truly key. Us believing in our gifts and abilities is absolutely key. When we know we have the power to shift this reality, it's done. And it is done. It's just a matter of everyone remembering now. So we also cleared out false sexual programming, and there was a huge threefold flame activation. So the threefold flame or threefold founder flame, some know it as love, power, wisdom. It's a magenta, blue, and yellow gold. And that together, these are the three primal sound colors, but also sound bands of creation. So these are the three tones, colors, where every other color comes from. Them together also, as I see, when I see a white flame activation, it's so the threefold flame, these three colors, and then it goes wider and wider from the heart center. And you can also imagine it and clear your field with this. So imagine a threefold flame activating from your heart center, growing bigger and bigger, clearing and healing, purifying, and it grows into a white flame and all the way out into your energetic field, and give it commands of what you wanted to clear, and see a big white vortex going back to source and suck it all up, clear it out, do what you intuitively guided to help clear your field. We can all do this. We came here to be the planetary exorcists. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's like moths to a flame. We came here to transmute it, especially like the ones who do a lot of transmutational work. We just end up with a lot of that stuff to clear. It's just the way it is. Because yes, they want to mess with us, but also because ultimately we are their way back into the light. So through the threefold flame activations was clearing different parts of the grids and certain node points on the grids, and also our own fields. It was a huge whiteout within the fields, a huge purification of these lower artificial realities, timelines, artifacts, artificial machinery, all of that. And then also at our own personal level. I had a very physical experience during the actual live activation, which was like literally my body twitching and moving like a little bit like an epileptic attack. It was quite interesting. I've never had something that physical, powerful. Little ones, little twitches, but not like that. So there was a lot of electric energy coming in through the correction of the rod codes, as I understood it. So it was a huge, massive influx, because every time we bring in more multidimensional energy in, opening up the portals and gateways, and there's been more and more galactics coming in, which is really our galactic aspects. We can see this in many different ways. So we can see it as, galactics, ancient one, angelics, and also what I saw a big presence was the dream weavers and dream walkers, which are really working with the timelines. And the creatrix reality field now, which are these aspects of us that know how to work with the timelines and how to correct them and how to jump. And this is really coming online in a really, really big way. So I can see this as these aspects coming in, which is really parts of our multidimensional self. We can also see it as DNA activating, or the walk-in experience is also a higher DNA braiding, activating. So, we can look at it in many different ways. It's the same as when we clear out hybrid coding from our DNA. So from, reptilian coding and so forth, it also then clears out the reptilians from the planet. Now, not all of them, but there is always a correlation and connection between all these different layers, okay, micro, macro, if that makes sense. So huge, mass walk-in, higher multidimensional self, higher DNA strand braiding in, and that's what's been happening all week. Plasma body upgrades, DNA upgrades, interweaving and activating continuously. And it was also the reclamation of our 48 strands of DNA, our Azurite DNA, which is really also connected to our ascended master self. This is like the first seeding, and we reclaimed those stolen codes from the DNA. And then also a lot of womb healing. So deeper clearing and healing of also the lunar imprints and bindings, especially from the womb of women, because we are solar feminines, not lunar feminines, the future selves. And really huge divine mother presence. She has fully returned as she rebirths the Holy Trinity, really, because she is the father and the child as well. It's the Holy Trinity, divine mother, divine father, divine child, or feminine, masculine, inner child. The Holy Trinity, it's all for me. And it's also the 0 point field, really, the polarities within the Trinity becoming one, to become free, become one. And that's also the oneness of us integrating that Trinity within our masculine and feminine, healed and balanced and integrated and merged, birthing the divine inner child. It's our own rebirth, it's our own innocence, rebirthing our own innocence, but with the lessons learned. And we are going back to a timeline where the NAA invasion never happened, the slavery never happened, C to the O, VID never happened. Imagine that. Imagine people happy. Imagine people provided for. Yourself, everyone, healthy, happy, okay? And the rest will be shown to you. Let's focus on the basics for now, instead of getting lost in the confusion of all the details, because that's the purpose, really. You're supposed to be confused. So back to basics. I think that's really it. Yeah, solar plexus, there's a lot going on. Our Ra center is kind of the new solar plexus center, and it's like a golden disc, and this also then activates a golden orb body. It's an extra layer of protection, and obviously we can feel how our power is coming back, but in a nice balanced way. So it's not like aggressive, unbalanced power, but a beautiful divine power, a peaceful power, but it's also very strong and firm. And that makes sense. Yeah, I think the connection should be okay, other people said. So I'm leaving it there. So, final tips. Release any remaining judgments. Any judgments, okay, are your own shadow aspects, unacknowledged, being projected onto others, ultimately. Okay, you can find fault in others, but it will come from a very different energy of just discernment. Okay, judgment, being triggered by other people's behaviors and so forth, is really something for you to integrate. It's an opportunity for you to integrate all these different multidimensional aspects of you running around, integrating them. Oftentimes what I've been feeling, for example, let's take cognitive dissonance. It's been triggering me as well, a lot. Now, how do we deal with people being in cognitive dissonance? Because it literally costs lives and realities, as I see it, because we don't want to see, and it's got to do with people don't want to face the shame and guilt and so forth, and it's a whole lot of other things. But ultimately, I could see that it's me being still angry and judging my old self, a past version of me that was in cognitive dissonance, that couldn't see, people taking advantage or lying to her or whatever. Okay, so does this resolve it? Because right now we need to resolve all these remaining conflicts within the consciousness and whatever that is for us in our own life and soul theme that are now clearing in a really big way. Graduation, remember? So the judgments and triggers really is like, okay, here's a judgment trigger, another opportunity to integrate another part of me that I still have not made peace with. Okay, and then just sit with it. Where is it coming from? What am I judging? What energy is it? It's something within you that you're at war with or in conflict with, ultimately. And this out there is just showing you and helping you to integrate that peace. So be grateful for it. Reverse everything. Okay? So that's also, I didn't finish that earlier. It's like we recode our reality, we decode, what does it really mean? Then recoding, what do we want it to look like? And then overwriting. Okay, overwrite the reality. We have the power. What do we want to experience? And this is what we're being asked right now. It's really to be very conscious of, okay, instead of projecting out and pointing the finger, which is ultimately being in victim energy, we need to see, okay, what is here still for me to decode in this reality? What does this really mean? Because everything is ultimately symbolic, it's archetypes. Don't take things personally, and that's the great freedom right now available. But we don't take things personally anymore of what another person does or doesn't do. It has nothing to do with us. It's not a reflection. If it triggers us, then it's something for us to sort out. Otherwise, we're literally just there now to hold space for everything to unravel and reveal itself, but not from a place of I told you so, but more like, oh yeah, I know, I've been there before, I know what that's like. Compassion, understanding, wisdom. That's when this all resolves. When we're forgiven, when we made peace with us, this is when all resolves. It's the end of, it's that forgiveness. The end of karma, not I do you and you do me, and this never ends. Okay? Because ultimately, we're all resolving this together, and everybody is picked out a part within the consciousness to resolve for them. But we are here, as the more conscious people in most interactions that we have, to be the leading light and stand in integrity. Be responsible and accountable for our reactions to what's happening, and bring peace and higher perspectives and understanding to the situations, and show a different light, and show a different perspective of seeing it more positively. Like, we can see the whole Omnicom thing as something bad, or we can see it as, oh, okay, we're speeding things up. We're almost done here, which we basically are. Okay? So it's depending on how you see it. That's how I recode the whole thing. We're way ahead of time. And so many synchronicities with that name. It's hilarious. So I'm just laughing at the cosmic joke of it all. And yeah, it's a little bit annoying here and there, but ultimately it's not even part of my reality, all of that nonsense. Because I just don't pay it attention. I live in a totally different reality. And I choose my reality, and we all choose our reality of what we're paying attention to. That is our life force energy. Withdraw your attention from the realities that you do not want to experience. Or rather transcend them. Recode, what would you rather experience? And then say, no, I choose this. Again, not from resistance, not from fighting anything. We first need to accept the way things are, to then be able to change them. Whether it's something we want to change within ourselves, and we all have to face everything now, okay, because we can't look away anymore, and just be truly honest with ourselves. But we can only change when we have fully accepted ourselves. We need to look at it all, give it a big old hug, bring a lot of understanding to it, give it a good talk, and then we let go. But we have to look at it all, and then we can let go. And that's the time now. It's available, and it's very quickly available now. What has taken years and months before, days, hours, done. Do you believe in miracle healings? I do. Do you believe in a mass awakening? I do. So that's what I'm choosing. That's the timeline I'm holding. That's the timeline I'm writing since ancient times. And I invite you to write that time wave, timeline, reality with me. Beyond time, timelessness. So one more thing would be just see where you're imbalanced in your life. For example, things like overgiving or overtaking, or where, we really need to be now the people, like, and I mentioned this in the last video, that have been overdoing or, like doing a lot. We need to take a step back right now and open up to receive and just relax. Really just be in the flow of things. There is no more, and I think many are feeling this, there's no more the rush, because the field, it's mainly cleared. So there's no more this whole constant PTSD feeling of, oh, what's next? And, what do I need to do? Or where's the next attack? Kind of feeling. That's gone. So we need to really relax our nervous system now. That's super important, because that's when that all burns off, all this karmic residue. Fully relaxed nervous system state. That's also connected to the grid upgrades. They're very much connected with that, as they have felt and upgraded. First of all, it was a bit like, very anxiety-like. Also, as things balance out, that can cause anxiety short term, but then it balances itself out. So many may be feeling more balanced, more calm. The nervous system is more relaxed. If you're not quite there yet, again, this is available. And also in between, obviously, we have a lot of cosmic energies and upgrades going on and activations. So, there's still a lot obviously happening and doesn't always feel very calm. But generally, not so much nervousness and tenseness and this PTSD feeling. I call it spiritual post-traumatic stress disorder, from all the shit we had to take and constant attacks. So it's really time for our rewards. Know this. Focus on your inner transformation and replenishment, rejuvenation, really big themes the last few days. Eat well, really treat yourself well, like the temple that you are. See yourself as Mother Earth, because that's who you are. Okay, you're the micro of Mother Earth. That's all of us together are that. And we really now, because this is, treat yourself as the heaven on earth that you are, because this is what's arising now through us. We are projecting this out into the reality. We are the new broadcasting systems for this reality of the mind, the new morals and ethics, the new one consciousness, and also the new realities that we can see. But we need to believe in it. So don't ask me, where are they? What are you doing to make them happen? Are you manifesting them? Keep going. Thank you for your support and your work. But you get me what I'm saying, okay? It's like, we are here to make it happen. Don't wait for someone to tell you it's going to happen. Make it happen. That's what we came here for. Outside of time. Release time. No time. Frequency. Divine timing is divine frequency alignment. And step out of any distorted masculine control programming. So any control, let go, trust now. That's also the last step, especially after the 23rd, totally letting go. Letting that bomb go off. And it's the last stage of manifestation. I mean, we're already in it. But, it's like, already done, that's done, let go. And of course, again, there's always more. But ultimately, it's done. There's no more you need to do in order to make it happen, okay? So we align with the frequency of it already being there. So align with the frequency of New Earth all around you, your new life, your future self. We are merging, especially with this 21, with the solstice activation, we are merging with our ascended master self. We are already ascended. That's the whole point. And now we're merging with that. And we have cleared and healed enough for us to now do this as the forerunners and bring this in for everyone. And we're all ascending one way or another. Not everybody's coming to a new earth with us, but we're all leaving this realm. This is dissolving. We're not leaving people behind. That's not how I see this at all. Also releasing any remaining false parent and distorted masculine feminine programming, behaviors and beliefs. So false parents, somebody mentioned this to me, that came up for them, that people came projecting their, kind of mother-father issues onto them. And he was just holding space, which is basically what we're here to do. He didn't feel triggered. That's true freedom, nothing to do with us. You're just here to hold space. And that's how they heal. We hold space, non-judgment. That is how all heals. See it all as already perfect. See yourself as already perfect. Don't focus on what still needs to heal. Focus on seeing yourself already healed. Quantum healing. Merge with that version of you that is available now. Keep looking for glitches in the matrix. The more you focus upon that, what you want to see, the more of it will show up. It's energetic law. That's why if you keep looking for trauma, you will find more trauma. If you're looking for glitches in the matrix and positive news, you will find more of that. Whatever you focus upon will amplify growth. You feed it your energy. You help it to manifest. It's a quantum observer effect. When you withdraw something from your attention, it literally ceases to exist on that level. And obviously, it's all together. It's generally a frequency and belief systems we are holding, okay? We're not yet at the stage of saying, genie appear, and it does. But we're working on it. Maybe not a genie. A home would be really good. Now, so merge with your multidimensional future, ascended self, merge with source, just call it back to you, okay? And it needs to feel safe. So you need to cut all these negative contacts, anyone who's sucking energy off you, sort of vampires, you need to cut that shit off, okay? Otherwise you keep feeding the vampires. Wherever you're giving your power away to other people, to, systems or energies outside of you, if you're not your own greatest authority, you're somewhere giving your power away. Okay, that means speaking our truth, even if it is not comfortable, even if it doesn't get us what we want. It's so important right now to stand in integrity, walk our talk. It's time. This is graduation. And we are being the change we want to see in the world. So whatever you want to give advice to another person to, take it yourself because you still need it. It's like someone said, it's like a funny thing. It's like, here, take my advice. Sure, I don't need it. That's kind of what it's like, though. So take your own advice, integrate it a little bit deeper. You can still give people tips, all right? But ultimately, it's always something more for us to integrate on some level. So we just let it all go now. It's all done. Let go of all the expectations of what you think may or may not happen, what we think we know or don't know. Just be happy with not knowing. It's great freedom. Embrace uncertainty. Stay in awe and wonder like a child. Let it come to you, but expect good things. Imagine good things instead of the worst, because we do co-create by what we believe is going to happen and what we prepare for. And just call your multidimensional self back to you. Literally every day I do this. I merge with my higher self, my oversoul, avatar, rishi, one pure true God source consciousness. I call all of my multidimensional self back to me. And then however you feel this might happen, there is not one way, not one activation set of teachings that is the one answer. Connect with it naturally. It's a frequency of you believing that you can. We can all do exorcisms, remove entities, and do soul retrieval ultimately. Just connect with that wisdom and gifts within you. You have access to it. You can do it. Command it out. And now you are that powerful. And get rid of these bastards. Okay? Within and without. Command them out. And now that you're that powerful, command your own sovereign energy field. So important. Clear that energy field thoroughly throughout the day right now, because there's a lot releasing. Hold space. Neutrality dissolves the lower realities. Doesn't mean we don't have an opinion, okay? But we don't get triggered. We don't have to defend. We just stand in our truth. It's important, very important. The more authentic you are, the more frequency and quantum you embody, the more of your multidimensional self you embody, the more of this is all going to come online. It's all connected to that. Authenticity, be your true self. This is the key. It's like we all need to find, what is my instrument? How do I play it? What's the song we're playing here? Everybody playing in tune, and then it's one beautiful big orchestra. But everybody needs to know their own little niche, and their own gifts and abilities, and what they're here to do, and their purpose. So let this be activated in you, because we did receive the instruction sets. It's going to be unlocked now. Look on my page if you want to take part. I do a group call tomorrow as well. Check it out, where I will be also doing a live activation and talk a little bit more about what's going on. And there's always a lot that we can talk about, and you can also ask me questions. And then the remote activation, which is without video call during the solstice. So I also have this on my page in the last post as a summary, and then you can find more information there. I'd love you to join me. If you do take part and you can make a donation, please do so, because this is what I do. I rely on the donations because I do keep getting these questions asked, and I do keep addressing this. It's not free as such. I just cannot enter it into Facebook in any other way as free, because there's no ticket sale when I'm doing a remote activation. That's not how it works. So I can't sell tickets. Ultimately, it works through intention. As soon as you intend to take part, you don't even need to say you're attending, but obviously it helps me to make the events and my posts more visible if you can comment, like, share, all of these things. So thank you for that. And obviously the donations help me, because that's my only income. And also, it's an energy exchange. I know they're super powerful. I've had great feedback. I know for myself, people should literally be paying me a lot of money for it. But it's not about the money, but it's also, we all need to survive here. And ultimately, I checked it out. If half of the people would pay like a tenner, I could literally afford renting a home. And that's where my frustration lies. So that's why I also wrote a post earlier on. So people need to understand this. And I'm not supposed to offer private sessions right now. I've had requests, and if it was for the money, I would say, yeah, okay, I do this then instead. But it takes a lot of my energy and focus working with people individually. And this way I can just get more change happen. And that's just where my focus is right now. So please support if you can, if you're taking part and you're finding it beneficial. And you can. And please, if you can't, be my guest. This is why I do everything I do really on donation, and do everything, publish everything freely. Because I know what it's like not to have money, and we are here to do this together, and a lot of us have taken on to break through these luck programs and all that stuff. So it's all good. Don't fall for the shame or guilt for not being able to make a donation either. But if you can, please do so. All right? That's all. Last time I say this. And the call tomorrow, check out the details. Please follow the instructions. Okay? I made them quite short this time, of how to take part in the call and in the remote activation. Please read them carefully. I can't run after people and try to figure out who's who and get them to ask for the group access for the call, for example. So just read the instructions. And I hope to see you there on the remote activations. If I don't, see you on my page, in the comments, or wherever. Whoever you are, wherever you are, I send you so much love. Thank you so much for being here now. Just keep holding the vision. Keep holding the frequency. It's already done. Keep transcending the fears. Whatever comes up, just be present with it. Just keep flowing with it. You can't get this wrong, okay? Release those fears, all right? Just listen to your intuition. This is absolute key. It has quantum access, okay? It's your heart, it's your gut, it's a whole system, intelligence system that's coming online now. You feel the truth, okay? And it will arise from within now. I truly believe that. And I know really good things are happening. So let's keep the vision and the frequency. And thank you so much for being here now and your support, and sending you so much love and blessings. Bye-bye. Thank you.